or what is delivering your Amazon packages.
And it's the biggest party of the year here at the UNT Union. I'll tell you how you can join in on the fun coming up.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Danielle Ibarra.
And I'm Alex Booz. Construction across the UNC campus and Denton itself is an ongoing issue, sometimes more of a headache. That construction work is about to get even more challenging. The Denton Fire Station near campus is expanding, and this could really impact your commute. NTTV's Kennedy Huff is live at Fire Station 3 with more. Kennedy?
Yeah, Alex, if you use McCormick Street to get to your classes, expect a detour starting next week. Monday, construction will begin on the block of McCormick Street, including Underwood Street and Avenue A, and it will permanently be closed. Now, this is all going to be for the reconstruction of Fire Station 3. The new station will be housed directly across from the current station behind me, and it will include a couple of enhancements. One of those being more square footage, another for fire bays, and lastly a room for police officers. Now, the hope with this new station is that it will accommodate with the growth of the Denton Fire Department, as well as house a new fire truck for the county. That's all I have for you now. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kennedy. Well, a different type of construction in Las Vegas will make commuting a whole lot more luxurious. Cynthia Maldonado has more.
A futuristic look might be coming to the Las Vegas Convention Center and beyond. Underground tunnels and Tesla electric cars are part of the new design. The first phase calls for a loop about a mile long underneath LVCVA's expanded conference area. The center loop would run the length of the convention area with a few stations along the way. Passengers would be ferried in converted Tesla cars that would reach speeds of 40 to 50 miles per hour. Currently, the convention center is undergoing an expansion, adding 600,000 square feet of space. Steve Higgers.
We see it as a great option for moving people, high capacity, very quick, very easy and affordable, and it's certainly an affordable option for the destination as well.
The Boring Company says it could complete the center loop by late 2020.
Now, you know, Daniela, that train definitely looks luxurious, but I don't know if it was as luxurious as my walk here today.
Oh, I know. I didn't wear a jacket for like the first time in weeks. It was just great. Let's head over to Ben Kesey with a look at the next 24 hours.
Thanks, guys. It's definitely a beautiful day here in North Texas, in Denton. Right now, current conditions, it's 72 degrees, and the weather is actually on us today with it feeling like 72 degrees as well. The wind speed at 17 miles per hour and partly cloudy. Tonight, it is cooling down a bit to 58 degrees, 57 degrees is what it's going to feel like. Slight winds of 13 miles per hour, mostly cloudy. The clouds are still hanging out here in North Texas. Temperatures at 70 and still just as honest as ever, feeling like 70 degrees. A slight wind of 10 miles per hour and still cloudy. But we will be looking at our 7-day forecast a little later before I get ahead of myself. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ben. So, Alex, what was your freshman dorm experience like?
You know what, I definitely enjoyed it, but I'm going to be honest, it was a little expensive for my taste. But thankfully, our very own Dante Nunez is here to take a closer look at what it's like living on campus. Dante?
Thanks, guys. Yes, on-campus housing can be expensive for anyone. I spoke with a first-time freshman to hear what they had to say about the policy. Here at UNT, first-time freshmen are required to live on campus. Some students don't like this policy, and some do.
My experience has been good. I got really lucky with my roommate because I just did a random roommate selection. I didn't put any effort into it whatsoever.
Jonah is a freshman living in West Hall. Despite his experience, he believes students should have other options.
I wish that they would not require a full year because I definitely think some people are ready to get out after one semester.
In Jonah's case, student housing doesn't come cheap. He has spent nearly $10,000 a year, and this policy is required for all first-year college students. UNT's Associate Vice President for the Division of Student Affairs tells us otherwise.
We feel like with on-campus student housing that we are providing a good product at a reasonable, fair market price that is giving students a very unique experience that is actually not just socially engaging them, but is actually enhancing their GPA and is actually enhancing their graduation rates by living on a campus.
Rachel, a senior in high school, just enrolled for the upcoming semester, but believes that commuting is a better option.
You're spending $10,000 to live there, and you're spending another $1,000 to make it comfortable and make it your own, which is just ridiculous, really.
So you're like, wait a minute, I'm not even getting, for top dollar, I'm not even getting top dollar service. You can live in a swank hotel for 10 grand a year.
For those looking to save some money, you might have the option to commute. That's all I have, Danny. Back to you.
Thanks, Dante. Well, whether you live here on campus or commute, today is a celebration for all of us. It's the annual UNT Union Fest, and that's where we find our Julian Esparza, who is live at the Union where the party has been going on all day. Julian?
Yeah, Daniela, well, it's one of the biggest days of the year for the UNT Union. It's their annual Union Fest, and now what that is it's essentially just an all-day celebration of the UNT Union. Now, events have been going on since 8 o'clock this morning, and even now there's still some stuff going on, and a little bit later I'll tell you how you can get involved in the party with some of the stuff going on a little bit later tonight. But as for right now, you can see some students enjoying some free food and enjoying really a nice night. So again, a little bit later we'll tell you more on what's coming up tonight. So I'll send it back to you, Daniela and Alex.
Thanks, Julian. Looks fun. Well, coming up, the state of the U.S. economy and several companies closing their stores.
And robots delivering to your door. Stay tuned for more.
Every time you... Sometimes I just ain't happy with the way life is going, and I get depressed. I say didn't choose this, don't want to lose this, don't want to cruise through this life. I say I do my best. Well, it's a line of fear that keeps me here in this save a lion's den. And if I scream and shout and just ignore the down, well, I just smile when I say I can't deny myself. Oh, I am, 'cause I'm so scared I lose it all. So I'll just blame the other man. Don't it make your blood run cold? What I told, don't it make your blood run cold? What I told, yeah. Ooh, so tired of just ain't happy with the way life is going, and I feel put down. They call me white collar, blue collar. What do you bother chasing dollars just to get that crown? But if you stop and think, does all that bling bring true peace of mind? Sometimes you gotta change yourself and blame no one else, and then you will find if you deny yourself for what you think you are, you just may find yourself, yeah, letting go of the scars. See, you wanna be free, but you don't want to see the pain inside. Though you may not know how to let it go, how to let it go.
Ralph Hall, a former Texas representative to the U.S. House, passed away today. Hall was the oldest member of the House and served in the military during World War II. He was an outspoken supporter of NASA and chaired the Science, Space, and Technology Committee while in Congress. Hall passed away at his home in Rockwall at the age of 95. And here in Denton, students will soon have a larger voice on May 4th.
But what I'm seeing is, students who will come all the way out just because they want to vote. And they're in school because they want to learn, and both of these things are just basic human rights.
Emotions fueled the discussion at Denton City Hall on Tuesday as City Council finally voted on adding new polling locations around Denton, including a site on UNT's campus.
As we know, the people that go to school at UNT are people that oftentimes work here, they live here.
But a lot of older members of the community felt like students were kind of leeches.
The decision was postponed 2 times after the city's ethics committee recommended council members Meltzer and Armator recuse themselves for conflict of interest.
So, here we had a situation where a question was raised about whether I could vote on a polling location at UNT, as well as Councilmember Armator, because she's a professor there, and I'm married to a professor there.
For UNT students and the Student Government Association, the new polling site is a significant victory.
Having a place on our campus now, it avoids everything. There's no excuse to why you cannot vote, minus if you did not register to vote, but there's no excuse anymore.
The Greek Life Center at UNT joins North Lakes Recreation Center, Fire Station Number 7, and the clubhouse at Robeson Ranch. For Denton County, it is voter progress.
Well, if you have the right to vote, but it requires a sort of ridiculous hurdle for you to get to vote, that's fundamentally infringing on that right.
And an update to this story. Last month, Councilman Meltzler filed a complaint against the chair of the Ethics Board. Meltzler argued that the ethics chair had no right to advise him on his position about the UNT polling location. It became public just yesterday. Then late in the day, Denton Ethics Board dismissed the complaint. But despite all of the political maneuvering, the polling locations will be available on May 4th for Election Day. And on another political note, Mark Cuban might run for president in 2020. The owner of the Dallas Mavericks toyed with the idea of presidency leading up to and after the 2016 election. UNT political science professor Dr. Matthew Eshbasoha wasn't so sure about the idea.
There is this concern that if Mark Cuban is leaning Democratic and he were to get in the race, that this could complicate the Democrats' ultimate goal of defeating Donald Trump. So I think he'll tread lightly. I think it's highly unlikely that he'll actually run for president. I think it's hard for Mark Cuban, Donald Trump, and others to really throw their hat in the ring and run for president.
Well, Danny, I guess we'll just have to see how all of this plays out. Back to you.
Well, Alex, that wasn't the only political hot topic he addressed. The other was the economy. There have been massive swings in the stock market over the past few months, and a growing number of corporations have been laying off employees. But at the same time, the Trump tax cuts have sparked optimism in the overall health of the economy.
Tax cuts are an economic stimulus, so that happened. We've seen continued growth. The stock market increased pretty rapidly once President Trump took office. So yeah, I think President Trump deserves some credit for this, but I think he has to be careful to sort of imply that it's his doing and that the previous administration hadn't done a lot to, set things up for the economic growth we're experiencing now.
And while the economy is getting better for some, that's not the case for clothing store Charlotte Russe. The company filed for bankruptcy last month due to poor sales and too much debt. Overall, the company will close 500 stores under the Charlotte Russe and Children's Peak brand names. The going out of business sales began today and will finish at the end of April. And another well-known name is about to go away too. Family Dollar will be closing its doors as well. The discount retailer closed 120 locations last year and will close nearly 400 this year. It will also rebrand some locations as Dollar Tree stores, which has owned the Family Dollar chain since 2015. The change comes in hopes of increasing sales and traffic in its stores. And while some major retailers may be closing, Amazon has made it clear that they're not going anywhere. No question, Amazon Prime is a giant in online ordering and delivery services, but now they're even tinkering with new ways to conduct business, and one of the more creative efforts is to deliver your packages by robot. Mary Maloney has the story.
A robot delivering your packages? It may not be as far-fetched as you think. FedEx is experimenting with this same-day delivery bot. It can go as fast as 10 miles per hour and can carry about 100 pounds. It even climbs stairs. FedEx plans to test the same-day bot in Memphis before expanding. The company isn't alone. Starship Technologies is testing these self-driving bots, and Amazon is testing something similar. This one is a 6-wheeled machine the size of a small cooler. It's called the Amazon Scout and uses self-driving technology to navigate through neighborhoods to deliver to customers. The initial rollout is limited. Amazon is also promising deliveries from the sky via drone. It's self-guided. Operators simply program the coordinates to your home into a GPS to set up deliveries. One drawback, the drones can only carry items under 5 pounds. Technology, cutting costs, streamlining and speeding up package delivery in the near future. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Now, you know, Danielle, I definitely don't mind having a robot delivered to me. Anything to keep me inside warm and comfy, I'm all up for it.
You know, I'm the same way, but I mean, today's a perfect day. You know, it's nice and warm outside, but let's head over to Ben Kesey to see if it's going to stay like this week.
Thanks, guys. It is starting to feel like spring here around Denton. Around the area, though, we see temperatures pretty similar to our 72 degrees. Graham at 71 degrees, Bowie at 70, Gainesville 69. Paris gets the long end of the straw today at 62 degrees. Although, don't get your hopes up. Make sure you keep your jackets where they're readily accessible. But going into the regional area, Amarillo at 74 degrees today, Abilene 68. El Paso is burning up a proverbial storm at 81 degrees today. Denton here 72 degrees. Austin is feeling the love as well at 72 degrees. Going into our 7-day forecast, today 72, as low as 54 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, Friday, the clouds are still here. A nice cool weather at 76 degrees, as low as 60. But going into the weekend, Saturday at 72 degrees, but the clouds are building up. The tension is building. Sunday as low as 45 degrees, as high as 58. 50% chance of rain. 90% chance of rain on Monday, where most of our rain will happen. We might have scattered thunderstorms on Tuesday, 50% chance of rain, and into Wednesday, 70 degrees with a low of 49. Now, I'm enjoying this new spring weather, but that's all for weather today. Back to you.
Thanks, Ben. Now we all remember watching cartoons early Saturday mornings with a bowl of cereal. Well, today we get to honor all of our favorite cereals on National Cereal Day. America's favorite breakfast food that comes in over 100 flavors is honored today. Cereal has been popular around U.S. breakfast tables since the late 19th century. German immigrants introduced the food along with oatmeal. With so many options to choose from on grocery store shelves, cereal lovers aren't stuck with just one flavor anymore. So whether you like it sweet, savory, or sugar-filled, pour yourself a bowl today.
Coming up, Disney opens a...
And how Snapchat saves a life. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Cinderella.
You change your mind like the weather here in Texas. Your lips don't say a word, but I can see it in your eyes. You're not sure if you want to rain or shine. You tell yourself you're moving on, cause you can't leave it all behind. You're 2 steps forward, but your feet just won't leave. You've got your whole life in front of you, but to take the back seat you should burn that bridge just so you'll pick a side. Oh baby, I know you don't wanna say it, but you need me in your life. You've been a mess, you've been a wreck, you've been everywhere and back, and I'm not sure where you've been, but I can only guess. Cause you're not sure if you want to rain or shine. You tell yourself you're moving on, cause you can't leave it all behind. You're 2 steps forward, but your feet just won't leave. You've got your whole life in front of you, but to take the back seat you should burn that bridge just so you'll pick a side. Oh baby, I know you don't wanna say it, but you need me in your life.
force may be stronger than we thought. Disney's Star Wars attractions are set to open earlier than planned, with the Disneyland Resort planning on opening the park on May 31st this spring. And Disney Star Wars at Hollywood Studios Park in Florida is set to open on August 29th. These identical parks are supposed to be detailed and architecturally correct, with characters, food, and rides all geared towards Star Wars lovers of all ages.
Well, Danny, if you're not too busy catching up on Star Wars movies tonight, I definitely think there's something to do at Union Fest.
You know, I'll get to that, but first let's check in with Julian Esparza for a look at what's going on. Julian.
Yeah, going strong since this morning, and as you can see behind me here, got some trivia games going on. Can even come out, win a t-shirt, or even a cash prize if you're really good at trivia. So that's going on right now. That started here at 6. And coming up at 7, they've got a silent disco upstairs in the Emerald Ballroom, and a little bit later, from 9 to midnight, we've got some karaoke back down here in the Syndicate. So if you need some Thursday plans, if you're looking for something to do tonight, the UNT Union has got you covered. Send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Julian. Well, you know, Alex, spring break is coming up, but that doesn't mean the Mean Green are going to have a break.
That's right. Let's head over to our sports anchor, Joe Valdez, for more. Joe?
Thanks, guys. Mean Green Athletics has a busy weekend coming up. I'll have the details after the break.
I can be alone and not be lonely, and I'm most lonely in the thickest of crowds. And I can long to escape to the silence, only to find the silence far too loud. And I can give someone so much love, my love will turn to hate. And I can give someone all my love, but my love won't make them stay. And ain't it just like this life, to turn a miracle into a sin? Beat me down and break me up and build me back together again. Have the biggest sail in the harbor and still not catch a gust of wind. I can lie and stare above me and still not see the sky.
Tonight marks the final regular season game for the women's basketball team as they take on UTEP in El Paso tonight. The Mean Green have a 14-13 record and have secured a spot in the 2019 CUSA tournament. The women are looking to end the regular season on a positive note and end a two-game losing streak. The conference tournament is next week in Frisco and will take place from March 13th to the 16th. Tonight's regular season final tips off at 8 p.m. This weekend, the Mean Green softball starts conference play by hosting Southern Miss for a weekend series at Lovelace Stadium. North Texas has an 11-8 record, but is undefeated at home in their first 4 games in Denton. This weekend marks the first conference game for Coach Rodney DeLong. Last season, Southern Miss finished last in the conference, while the Mean Green finished 7th. The Golden Eagles have a 10-8 record and a 1-2 record in road games. The two teams will play twice on Saturday, and the series final will be on Sunday at Lovelace Stadium. And with Jason Witten returning to the Cowboys next year, Dallas fans are excited for more possible offseason moves for the team. After Witten announced his return to Dallas, DeMarcus Ware also teased a possible return to pro football just 34 years old. Ware has not yet made a final decision, but will be something to watch for. But Dallas is still in talks with DeMarcus Lawrence after putting the franchise tag on Lawrence, which will give the defensive end $17.1 million this upcoming season. Lawrence still has not signed his final deal with Dallas, but the Cowboys are confident he will sign. That's all I have for sports. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Joe. A 12-year-old Pennsylvanian boy may have saved a Texas girl's life, and it's all thanks to Snapchat. KLTV's Brenna Berger has the story.
I felt that this girl needed help, and she was in distress, and she needed somebody to talk to and get it through with.
Gabe, who lives in Pennsylvania, just so happened to meet a little girl from Grand Saline on Snapchat.
It was one of my friend's friend, so I added her.
Snapchat is a popular social media app that lets people take and send pictures and messages to anyone in the world. Well, although Gabe lives 1,500 miles from Texas, he became fast friends with the Grand Saline native.
This one day she said that she was feeling sad and stuff like that.
Gabe says the little girl confided in him, and what she told him really weighed on his heart.
I called the suicidal services thing first because I didn't know the number for your police.
Gabriel was able to identify that she resided here in Grand Saline. It took a little investigative work by the officers once we got the information from the national hotline to identify who the young lady was.
Grand Saline police were able to locate the little girl and assured Gabe that she was going to be okay. Gabe was immediately labeled a hero.
It's reassuring to know that there are kids out there like Gabriel who were, who showed bravery and heroism in doing the right thing for someone else.
The Grand Saline Police Department sent Gabe a letter thanking him for his heroic deed.
I just wanted to take the time to tell you how much I appreciate what you did for your friend here in Texas.
He's our little hero.
Brenna Berger, KLTV 7 News.
Now, you know, Danny, I don't know if my Snapchat game is that strong, but it's definitely nice to see social media being used in a positive way.
Yeah, for sure, but I mean, we got to keep our Snap streak going.
I'll make sure to Snapchat you right after the show.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again Monday night at 6 here on North Texas Television.